ladies and gentlemen, the Blue Angel takes great pleasure in bringing you the most talked about personality in show business today, Dick Gregory.
It's a beautiful, I love this town. It's, wow. Had a real hot election going on last week. Well, I hope your right man got in. I was so confused, and I mean, it just really shook me up, the things I was reading in the paper. Everybody talking about everybody. And Matt Wagner said, put me in office and defeat the bosses. And I thought he was the boss. That's sort of like saying, will the real mayor stand up? Wouldn't it be wild if 20 years from now you really found out your mayor was Adam Clayton Powell? Oh, I'm telling you, so much is happening all over the world. Russia testing nuclear weapons. Everybody's mad because of all the fallout affecting the people. China got so many people in there's not enough fallout for them. But that's life. I don't know. It looked like we just complain. So much is happening. Khrushchev acting a damn fool. The neutral nations act like they with him. And you know what a neutral nation is? That's them cats haven't got the H-bomb. And they act like they don't believe fallout blows sideways. Well, yeah. Russia started testing nuclear weapons in the air. We asked, as a matter of fact, I called Khrushchev myself and asked him not to do that. Really. Because, see, I can work with him better than Kennedy can, because if he do something against my will, I can get the NAACP on him. But he didn't listen, small ones. And he did, and all that fallout in there. It sure upsets me. I don't know where it is. Life is just, I don't know. They say life is a bowl of cherries. I wish it was. All my life, I put a dime in Bell Telephone and something happened. I said, my dime's my last dime. But the other day, justice was done. They gave me a dime back by mistake. Before I could get out the phone booth, it was ringing. But I'm a gentleman, I picked up the phone. The operator said, you the fella just finished making the phone call? I said, yes. She said, did we return your dime by mistake? I said, yes. She said, would you put it back in the box? I said, no, but give me your name and address. I'll gladly mail it to you. But really, that was really a hot election. Of course, some of you people gained by it, and the city is going to be like a little bit better, he said. And that's what I like about Chicago. We don't have to worry about people telling things on one another. We just put one mayor in and he stays in till he dies. But the nice thing about our system of voting in Chicago, we have the same kind of voting machines you have here, and it looks just as legal. Because a lot of them people go in, they really think they voting once. And that little motor down in the bottom is... I voted for Kennedy in Chicago, and I'm telling you, I was peeping in them booths looking at them other people, and you would think they was trying to get 3 lemons. The only slot machines in the world where they pay you for playing them. Oh, I'm telling you, I don't know what to say about this last election that people had. He played it clever, though. He waited right up until the time, and he told the police 40 hours a week and got all them votes. And the police have a lot of friends that's doing wrong, so they can convince them to get all them votes. It was a wonderful thing for the cops, work 40 hours a week. Now if you can get the hoodlums to work on the same schedule. Of course, Matt Wagner said he's going to add more police on the force here. And I don't know what good that's going to do. I know in Chicago we have enough cops. Just a matter of getting them on our side. tell you, so much happening. How about Rockefeller's son-in-law? Isn't that weird? That goes to show you. Of course, you know, now Rockefeller, when he runs for 64, can't you see him on the platform say, my son-in-law was an original freedom rider? We get all our votes. Of course, if Kennedy ever wise up and decide, hell, many people he got in his family, they fill up all them jails overnight. But his son-in-law really didn't want it to be known. I mean, he didn't go down for the publicity, nothing like that, but it wasn't hard for them to pick him out. He was the only minister standing there with white on white collar. And Governor Rockefeller called the two Kennedy boys and said, would you help my son-in-law? And Bobby told him, get him to convert. Oh, it was rough. All he wanted was to eat lunch. At least Christ had the Last Supper. I don't know. There's so much going on all over the world today. How about them East German freedom riders? Aren't they weird? So to show you, we're not the only ones. Yeah, you've been reading about the East German freedom riders. You gotta jump in the truck, put your gas pedal all the way down to the floor, look neither left or right, crash through everything. East German freedom riders. In New York, we call them cab drivers. And I'm telling you, everything's happening. Auto workers planning on all of them walking off the job now. Of course, that's not bad. That's the only thing we're headed the Russians in, is strikes. And there's so many people walk off their jobs since the last time I asked for a menu down in Little Rock. But you know, it's funny how history has repeated itself. It's very funny. Centuries ago, we had the Great Wall in China. Now, this year, they're putting up a wall in East Berlin. And if my people keep leaving the South at the rate we're leaving, they're going to put up a wall right at the Mason-Dixie line. Like I said, so much is happening now. Every time you look around, Russia done tested another one of them bombs over at the rate they're going, they'll break Babe Ruth's record. You know, I mean, it's a very dangerous thing. I mean, Kennedy told them to do it underground. I mean, all that fallout. And you know who this really affects? Can you imagine the physical education instructor on television saying, now take a deep breath. But we just tested one. Did you see the papers today? We tested one underground. I go for that. We're going after the groundhogs. Which tomorrow you'll probably read, well, we have created a different problem. Fall up. But Kennedy's a wise, that's a brilliant thought, testing those nuclear bombs underground. Let's face it, that's where the people gonna be. Yeah, he was very, very clever. I don't know. Of course, you people in New York, you really have it made because there's so many underground places you can go. But if you really want to see something that will frighten the hell out of you, you have a beautiful civil defense building. But do you know it's closed on weekends? And Khrushchev knows this. You know. So much has been happening. I feel so sorry for Kennedy. The poor man has really caught hell since he's been in. Everything's happened to him. Matter of fact, he moved into office behind. Do you realize this is the first president we ever elected in the history of this country that moved into a smaller house? But I love him. He's fair and he's, don't explain him. Because, I mean, it's a tense situation going on and people wondering about what's going to happen tomorrow. We have it made. We don't have to worry about no war, not for the next 4 years anyway. We're very lucky. First time in the history of this country during world tension, we have a president in office that's young enough to get drafted himself. Oh, I mean, so much happening. Castro down in Cuba acting a damn fool. We letting him get away with it. We talk about we canceled the tractor deal. Castro probably canceled that deal. He's going to wait for the new models to come out. Wouldn't it be wild if Castro got those 500 tractors, leveled Cuba off to the ground, and sold it to Miami for a parking lot? Plus, we fighting a losing battle down there in Cuba anyway. Hell, the rebels look like they're going to defeat Castro. All you have to do is shave and join them. Plus, for the last 10 years, we've been stressing long-range guns. Shortest guns we have now is 1,500-mile range. We haven't got a gun to fight Cuba with. Plus, Castro knows 6 months in advance when we're going to make an invasion, he buys Look and Time magazine. And let's face it, we print all our secrets. That's why if I ever go to war, I'm going to take a television set with me. Put me on one of them long-range guns, I'm going to fire it, then turn on Huntley and Brinkley and see if I hit. No, we have a hell of a problem. Kennedy really has his hands tied. And a couple of things we tried once and failed. Kennedy said, well, we didn't have anything to do with that Cuban invasion. And people all over the world know Miami, Florida is the only place in the world you can go down there and shake a tree and 6 oranges and 7 Cubans fall to the ground. They get a couple more Cubans down in Florida, be the only state in the United States that can put in for foreign aid. But, I mean, let's face it, it's a problem, and we have to do something about it. And like I said, Kennedy has his hands tied because we just can't declare war on Cuba. This makes us look too bad in the eyes of the world. Big country like America fighting a little island like that. But we could do it with Florida. That's a thought, you know. I mean, at least it wouldn't look too bad as a state against a country, you know. And if we lose, we just blew a state. We still have 49 more tries. And if everything's okay, we got 51 states. I read an article in the paper, I think it was last Saturday's paper, back of the sports page, where the NAACP set up picket lines down in Houston for the football game and asked the Negro players on the Oakland team not to cross the picket line because of the segregated seating. I don't know what they're going to do next in the South. Next thing they tell the colored football players they can't carry the ball south of the 50-yard line. Wouldn't that make it a hell of a game? Take it over from me. That's why I love baseball. It's a fast sport for my people. That's right. The only sport in the world a Negro can shake a stick at a white man won't start no ride. Hey, you know, about 4 months ago it was, I worked up in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and everybody was telling me, they said, Greg, you love this state of Minnesota. We have terrific civil rights laws for the Negro people, and in this state, you'll never know you're a Negro. That's true, but they pick on the Indian. Which means that Indian never pack his bag and leave that state of Minnesota. We better get on that next train out of there. And you know, I can understand, about 10 times a week, I have fellas walk up and ask me the same question. Hey, Greg, how come they're not sending white troops to the Congo? Now, how the hell I know? I mean, I don't even know my Social Security number. But if you quit worrying and stop and think, you can figure out these questions for yourself. You know damn good and well why they're not sending white troops to the Congo. War brides. I mean, let's face it. No. Let's face it. That could be a hell of a thing. They send them boys over there and they marry them native girls and bring them back home. And 5 years after it's all over, they meet one of them cats at the bus line coming from work and say, man, you better hurry up home. Your wife just ate up the whole block. But I mean, so much has been happening all over. World tension's been so great this year. It's the first year in the history of the Academy Award on the West Coast they were wiped completely off the front page because of world tension. I bought a paper the next morning and tried to find out what movies won the top awards. I had to look next to the back page. And I was very disappointed that the movie Exodus didn't win a lot of big awards because that movie had made a hit all over the world, even in Egypt. Of course, now you understand, in Egypt they run that movie backwards and the Jews end up in the concentration camp. And they're doing all right in Israel, because Israel already told the world leaders that when they test their bomb, they don't have to worry about fallout. They have the site already picked, the desert, Egypt. They working right along on the outer space program, the astronaut program. Of course, you have to understand it's going to take them people in Israel quite a while before they can accomplish a good astronaut program because they have different technical problems than the rest of the world is having. I mean, Israel is the only place in the world where they spell nose cone C-O-H-E-N. And it's probably the only nose cone that's fixed. And can you just imagine the preparations they have to make in Israel to send their first man to outer space? Like 2 sets of dishes. 5 pounds of dehydrated derma. And wouldn't it be wild if Israel decided to send up an Orthodox astronaut and every Friday night they had to send up a guy to turn the lights on?